All right, guys, welcome back. It is Monday morning, and I want to cover basically just general every Monday morning stuff, and ask those of you guys when I get some of you in here. I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to wait till everybody comes on first. Because I know I'm early, and I know you guys are probably just getting your coffees and your teas and your, maybe you just got done helping your kids beginning their schoolwork or whatever the case is. So wait till 10ish before I ask the question. But basically, this morning is a basic Monday. It is not exciting. Of course, today officially is the day that Shadowlands officially is fully released. Cool, but honestly, not really super exciting for Shadowlands. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I could do better. I'm thinking about it. Shadowlands is like, meh. It's just not a major deal to me at this point. I mean, it's Monday morning, so bear with me, okay? The question I want to ask right now is everybody's just starting to come in. I see one person just starting to peek their head in the window. Hi, one person, whoever you are. Right now where I am, it's overcast. It's raining. It's nothing really exciting. This morning I had Captain Crunch for breakfast. First time since I was 16. Compared to Cocoa Pebbles, I prefer the Cocoa Pebbles to Captain Crunch. Although I'll eat it. After all, I got 2 boxes of Captain Crunch. And after that, we have 4 boxes of Frosted Flakes. So, not exactly short in cereal. Yes, Rusty, I see you. All right. So, all right, put your tail down, please. Everybody knows what your tail looks like. You're a big ginger cat. Everybody knows that. Including me. Yeah, I know you're wondering what that box is for. All right, well, let me give it it's 10 o'clock, so I guess I can ask the question. Although I don't know how many people answer it. As you know, I really, really would like to go back to being a blonde. And as I already said before, because the way my hair grows, and the fact that it's already been treated with coloring, and I'm afraid that if I go back to blonde on my own, then I might create a real mess with my head. So, one of the things what I was saying to myself is maybe I should just retouch it up with brown and be done with it for the time being until the COVID-19 fiasco is over, and see if I can go to a salon and get it redone. If we get stimulus or whatever, and I haven't really come up with my decision yet. This is the color stuff I used last time, and it's the same color as my hair is now. Of course, my hair is growing out a lot. You can't really tell the growth that grow in because they match pretty well. My real hair has got a little more gray in it. I remember when I had a ton of breakage up there. It was a ton of breakage. You can still see a little bit of crowning. I don't use the Rogaine as much, but the problem is, if I recolor my hair, what am I going to benefit recoloring it? Since right now, this color kit matched my hair in perfectly with my blonde hair I had, so that I could now at least be able to just. I have two, as I said, I have two of these, so one will be short. But it's just one of those things in my life that I kind of really regret doing. Although it came out fine, I didn't have any problem with it when I did it, other than getting hair dye all over my fingers, and that took a while to come off, and it doesn't look like I need to redo it again. But I don't know. So I just kind of wonder, like, first of all, even if I could afford to do it, because like I have 186 in the bank or in my checking account right now, and I have about 175 in my savings. So the thing is that I'm trying to save my money up for a rainy day. They don't mean literally raining, because in that case I should have blown it by now. But rather the concept of, when things need to come up, and certain things that need money, and you have the money to take care of them, like vet bills for Rusty, or all of a sudden family drop in, or you realize that you're out of certain things in the house and you need to go to the store and buy those items. Like my CashApp drops coming to mind. I have got to get more of them. Unfortunately enough for me, the CashApp drops are going to have to be furloughed until we can get the stimulus check, which the Treasury has determined is essential. But the total mess in Congress during the lame duck session, all the infighting and all the games that they've been playing, makes me seriously wonder if or when we're going to get a stimulus check. Remember, December 11th, they have to come up with a new budget or new continuing resolution, or there'll be another partial government shutdown, which means, just like it already is, it'll be a mess for everybody who needs services, because they will not be able to go to, say, Social Security or to the IRS or other organizations to get the things done that they need to do. Okay? So not exactly what I call fantastic or stellar, but rather just, I don't know. It's just a mess to think at how much our dysfunctional government is screwing us up. I actually want to put a request out for moderate Democrats. Not all Democrats support the far left. I do know that. Okay? I'm asking the moderate Democrats, which are not that different than this moderate Republicans. Can we work together and prevent the tyrannical far left from destroying this country? Please. Right now you guys in the majority party, and we don't need to have the far left come in and destroy this country with actions such as the Breathe Act and trying to abolish prisons and destroy civil liberties in this country. That would be so unfair to everybody. Come stand with us against the tyranny. You guys are, I know we're all different in some ways, but we're not that different. We definitely know a bad thing when we see it. And we know that this situation, what's going on in this country right now, is a real cluster mess. I won't even say the other word because, they'll just dash it out. So a real cluster mess. So I would like to ask the moderate Democrats to stay with us and stand up against the far left. I mean, you guys are just as much a part of this Constitution of this country as we are. And so, therefore, we're just asking for your help standing up to the tyrannical far left. Now, I've been checking out different news organizations on what's going on with the investigation by Trump's attorneys into the steal of the election, and it's quite frustrating to see how many ways that they have basically really screwed us over as a country. Dominion / Smartmatic, which isn't so smart. Why do you have a server that's under CIA realm control in Frankfurt, Germany, for example? Why are you sending the counted votes to Frankfurt, Germany? What's the reason behind that? It's things like that that kind of make me seriously wonder if this country has any chance of getting itself together, because it's irritating, it's dumb, it's stupid, and it's hateful. And right now, I don't see anybody in the chat, but yeah, make sure that Nightbot is awake. Make sure Nightbot had his first cup of coffee or whatever it drinks in the morning. And I just seriously wonder why we let the situation get so far out of hand. And don't forget that Dominion has backers from people such as Cuba and Venezuela and China and maybe even North Korea. That's scary as crap, that these organizations have all these horrible, diabolical regimes involved in sticking their fingers into our private elections of our country. And we should never have allowed this to even begin to happen. And then I had a thought last night, which I guess is still a very good question. Even if we do manage to get this country together, even if we manage to focus on, I can see I'm a little bit behind in latency. I will have to go give them a kick in the shins in a little bit. Because apparently it looks like there's a little bit of a latency here. As long as you can hear me. It's more important to hear me than to see me. If you can see me, that's great. But if you can't hear me at all, then I'm fucked. Okay. So the thing is, let's say we had a re-election. Let's say we had another replacement election. Remember when I said the best to start over, throw all the ballots in the garbage, just reprint new ones, start the election over from scratch? The problem is that we're still going to end up using whatever the voting system is that's corrupted anyway, which is the Dominion Smartmatic. All that's going to happen is you're going to have the same problem all over again. Yeah, Rusty, I see your tail on the screen. Come on. No. So what are we going to do if we do another election? Are we going to have a whole new voting system in place? Maybe one that doesn't involve lots of electronics or maybe more hand counting votes. Well, I know that some people go, well, gee, that means, we are people at the polling place counting votes and it'll take longer. Yeah, but the minute you use the Smartmatic Dominion systems again, you're going to be back to the same old hell because they're just going to do everything they can to screw it up. The far left especially do not want Trump to win. It doesn't matter if he hasn't done anything wrong. He's not even an insider into the political arena. Sure, he's been in it now for 4 years, but is he really as corrupted or tainted by the corruption? I think it meant you just breathe election. I think you're tainted by corruption. I don't know if some people are more like a Teflon seal. They don't get corrupted that easily. Other people, there's just the whole election is just a total boondoggle. So if the Supreme Court says there has to be another election, what happens then? I mean, because God, I can't even visualize this. I mean, you're talking about, and we have to set up the stupid voting machines all over again, and then Dominion's going to go reset a new server in Frankfurt, or maybe even Chile, or maybe some other country, counting our votes. People are going back in. The hackers and crackers are come back in. They hack the election again. New software is going to be written that's going to screw us again. And depending on I know when we have the official votes are tallied for the Electoral College and all that. But seriously, guys, this is ridiculous. Trump has been the best president we've had since Ronald Reagan. There is no reason why in the hell we should be even fighting about this. I just don't understand the logic behind this, though. I really don't. And I know the Democrats, the moderate Democrats, the ones, there are many of you out there who really don't like the far left agenda. You don't like it. Because even you realize that some of the stuff like the Breathe Act is a guaranteed for total destruction of American lives and law and order that this country was based upon. Sure, I defend your right to have freedom. I defend your right to do what you're going to do. But if it's going to cause harm to other people, I mean, for example, that's kind of where I have to seriously, say, wait a minute, abolish the prisons, defunding the police does not sound like a way to go for me. It sounds like a good way to basically see this country turn into a madhouse. Of course, it's Monday morning, so no one's here right now. So, like I said, I've been around watching the elections news from NTD and another news channel and Newsmax and a few others, and yes, Fox News as well, to see if I can find out what's going on. And this country is messed up bad. Just all of that because the Never Trumpers, I think, are part of the problem. I don't think they are out of the picture here. Okay. Those people did not want to support him as president, even though he's a huge following in the polls. In the rallies, he packs them in, honey. He had 20, 30,000 people at his rallies. Oh, yeah. Rudy, de Blasio was pissed off that a synagogue in New York City was able to have a 7,000 attendee wedding. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think that's working either, because you're going to seriously keep trying to wrap up people's lives and telling them how they can get married or how they can die. Think about it. Death is pretty sudden, isn't it? Like in China, when people died during COVID-19, there was not even allowed to be a funeral. It was just basically everybody got thrown into the incinerators. That was it. And crematoriums were running like crazy, making so much smoke in Wuhan because of all the dead bodies in the early days of treatment of COVID-19. Wasn't so good. And the truth is that it totally messed up everybody. Yeah, I do believe the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, is indeed part of the problem with COVID-19. I don't think they're off the books. They certainly would have a lot to gain if they could put, Donald Trump's election into the garbage disposal. As firstly, they know that Trump has no love for China. Okay. For reasons alone, what they did with illegal trade practices in the World Trade Organization. And second reason is how they treat the people. It's just, I don't know, it's just a crazy, crazy mess. Surprised that no one's here this morning. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? I don't see you today. I woke up, I went to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up at 5 in the morning real quick. I had a sudden thought like I lost something. And I was trying to figure what the hell I lost. And of course, my thinking woke up below me. And she said, what is it? I said, I think I lost something, but I don't know what I lost. And we talked about it. And she said, well, let's see. I said, I thought I lost something in my mouth, but like a retainer or something. But I haven't had a retainer in my mouth since I was in high school, so it doesn't make no sense. So I think it's a metaphorical thing. I lost something on a metaphorical level. And she was like, well, you still got your eyesight. You still got your natural points in your ears. And you still got a cat that basically wants to nibble on your arm. So that's not that. You're still breathing. You're still living. And I'm like, yeah, but what did I lose? She said, maybe you lost your innocence. And I said, my innocence? How could I lose my innocence? Why would I lose my innocence? And I thought about that for a second. 2020 has been a really messed up year. We've really, I can't even explain 2020. I don't even know how to explain to my niece and my nephews what is 2020 like. What would it be like when I'm 100-plus-year-old, like some of the women in my family, and if you're 100-plus years old, and your great nieces and nephews come to you and go, Auntie Michelle, what was it like in 2020? At the time of the great pandemic. Ugh. That's one word. Ugh. Like, I really want to think about what this 2020 has done for our society. It's totally messed up everything. Businesses are still up. Government keeps coming up with ideas, but it can't seem to interact with anything in the plan. Don't even have a clue how to solve anything. And the reason they can't come up with anything is because they keep up with excuses. Even now, the Democrats and Republicans are basically running around each other, and they're not getting nothing done. Democrats came up with a policy that they could vote by proxy or by remote voting. The Senate refuses to do that. So the Democrats have already come up with a conclusion it'd be best for them to basically be able to email in the votes or whatever, and the Republicans refuse to do that. Then the Republicans complain when they realize they have to come into Washington to vote on a bill or legislation, and then they're like, seriously, they say, "You're seriously endangering our health." Well, you're the ones who basically didn't come up with a policy. Don't blame us. You could have followed the House lead and done the same thing, but you chose not to. So, I mean, it's just really kind of sad. Well, my ears hopefully will be here in a few days. And I hardly ever order anything from overseas. As for how did my pentacle end up at 19 Park Place, I have no idea. I've had things that happened like that one time when I moved originally from where I used to live in Torrington. And when I first moved to Winsted, I ordered some supplies, and the next thing you know, they went to my address in Torrington. Even though I changed the addresses on file at eBay and everything in advance, in that case, it was to UPS, and they immediately send the truck out to pick up the package and bring it to me at the right address. Realizing it was a mistake of their fault in that part. That was back around when I first moved here, around 2006. 2007. I think that's what it was. And it's just crazy and weird and stuff that what's going on with packages. But this came from DHL Express, so this wasn't even from FedEx. This was the person thought it came from FedEx. It didn't. It came from DHL. And the company came from Mrs. Express Worldwide DHL. Everybody knows my address anyway. What the hell? There you go. My address went on the bottom. So, but my question is how in the hell could they have got that wrong? It weighs half a kilo. That's the pentacle on the wall. Contact is MicheleMarieDalene. So, very nice that the lady that saw this on the steps at 19 Park Place actually contacted me on Facebook and told me, you get a box at the bottom of my stairs. Otherwise I would have lost it. Not knowing that it was a Christmas present. So as you can hear, Rusty swishing his tail around here. We had a very interesting conversation on Friday in the morning about would it make sense to move on and move out, to go to a place. It's still a great question because once the Democrats get the hooks into us, I'm talking about the far left ones, nobody in the United States is going to be safe. Past the Breathe Act, there's no police, there's no ICE, there's no criminal justice. Defund the police becomes a new thing. All of a sudden, likewise, there's no police, there's no nothing. And I think Rusty wants to go out real quick. Let me go ahead with him out real quick, since I think nobody's here anyway. Come on, Rusty, let's go. Alright, let me see. Almost out of T-Dax. So, put some more T-Dax. Make some tea, I'll talk to you guys. Because I know my microphone picking up the kitchen. So, I think the water should be hot enough now. And, well, it's a little cool, but we can. Hello, how are you doing? Noticed that for a while there wasn't really anyone here. So anyway, like I was saying, what is this country going to do? One of my biggest problems is I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to so bad go back to being a blonde again. But I have to get money together for the monthly hair retouch. Because they have to lift out the hair color. That's, in the end, that's going to take time. I wouldn't be surprised the first time I do my hair, and it may cost me close to $180 to undo the color and go back to blonde. I got a feeling that's going to cost me a lot of money to do that. And there'll probably be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth. Because the fact of the matter is like they told me, is that, it's going to be messy, time consuming, but of course with COVID-19 and all the shutdowns, still was very difficult to make sure that I could do my hair otherwise. And so and then my rent went up from the $700 a month regular to $800 a month regular. And so that didn't help either, because if I had stayed at $700 regular, I could have seriously just gone back to the salon, taken my licks the first few times of having to remove all the hair color and then continue on with the blonde. But unfortunately, this year has been such a clusterfuck that nobody seems to know where we're going to go. So, of course, on top of that, my knee injury, which was a major debacle in its own behalf, didn't help. So this year, I feel like I'm part of a do-nothing life. Instead of actually going out there and being successful and doing things, this year has been a year of basically doing nothing at all of any appreciable significance. If the soup kitchen really will not be open until 2023, next year, the year after that, and the year after that ain't going to be any better. You leave, you look at the history, you look at the trends in history. So, like I said, for the moderate Democrats, we'd like you to help us to stand up to the tyrannical far left. We really need your help. I know that moderate Republicans and moderate Democrats are not that different. I mean, sure, you abide by the blue, we abide by the red. Okay, but we're not too far apart that we can't at least see some commonalities. And I mean, a large portion of the Democrats and the moderate middle, they're like, no, we don't want this leftist agenda. They've already said so. They don't want this. Several of them starting to rebel against the left in the House. Yeah, they want their party to win. They want the party to do well. But the majority of them have said is this is going to be too crazy, even for us. And many of them are not against the police. Many of them believe in the importance of having the police in law and order. So what do? Going from one extreme of severe crackdowns, hard cases, to mandatory sentences, to one basically no law, no order, no commonality, doesn't sound like an answer. Given the fact that no one seems to be, very few people commenting, I wonder if it's just a Monday blast, I mean, my Monday blast. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Well, it's raining and it's Monday, so that's a double indemnity. Oh, yeah. How are you doing? Not too many people coming in this morning. I suspect probably for the same reasons that everybody probably just trying to get their waking up and having their first cup of coffee or tea. And like I said, I want to go back to being a blonde again. So, as I said, I've been putting money away in the savings and the money away in the checking. Basically, I've been eating very low cost food. Not necessarily healthy, but trying to save every rotten red nickel I can, every penny, so that I can actually save up for those money if I get my hair redone. Because I don't even know when we're going to get a stimulus check. And when you think about it, even if you get a stimulus check, is it going to really fix the problem? Because everything's going up in price. So everything goes up in price, and all of a sudden, I mean, my rate the first time, and oh my God, since I moved in here, went up from $700 a month to $800. Because my landlord had to pay more in taxes and insurance and everything else. And having to hire staff to help him to maintain the property because he totally mangled up his right arm and wrist. To the cost of food in the store. Now I got the runs on again about supplies. People are going nuts again, running and buying all the toilet paper left and right you can. Honey, I just got some Scotch toilet paper. I mean, what is it with toilet paper in this pandemic? I don't understand it. You're not getting exposed to pee and poo. What's going on with the toilet paper? Do you really think that the toilet paper manufacturers are necessarily going to shut down? Now people have even been caught with grand theft toilet paper. They're stealing it. I don't understand the logic behind that. Why would you want to steal toilet paper? And grand theft toilet paper? Oh my God. I need my Charmin, so I'm going to go hold you up at gunpoint. And some people literally have been held up at gunpoint, knife point, for toilet paper. What gives? Stores having a hard time keeping it on the shelves. It just doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, 4 rolls of toilet paper for a family of 1 should last me about 2 months. 1,000 sheet Scots, okay? Maybe 3 months. Of course, I bought paper towels too. Plus, I have 3 rolls of the economy stuff left too, which obviously is what we're using first. But I don't know. Just stupid. It's because, well, the ass is that in the world. That doesn't make a lot of sense. No matter how you look at it, it doesn't make any sense. So, 2020 has been a wash. There is absolutely nothing about 2020 I would say has been a good thing. Oh, by the way, I'll show you something. And at the same time, proof concept. I cleaned my kitchen again. I don't know if you can see it. At least the table anyway. Because the table was still had plaster dust on it from when they fixing the ceiling in the pantry. Still got a drop cloth in there. They still got joint compound in there laying in it that's obviously closed. A step ladder in there. For some reason, the maintenance guy didn't pick that up yet. Everything taken. So anyway, it's just really weird. Let me just see if I can finish this in here. Yeah. Thanksgiving, as this year is going to be for me, it's not going to be that different than normal. Situation normal, screwed up. A snafu. Situation normal, screwed up. Because there won't be no Thanksgiving this year. I'm not sure what I'm going to eat. Probably Captain Crunch or Frosted Flakes for dinner. Last night I had leftover, finished off the broccoli and the carrot last night. So maybe Thanksgiving, I'll have stovetop stuffing, dehydrated peas, and dehydrated carrots. part of my 2020 are food prep inventory stash again. I mean, I don't mind some of the stuff, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a very exciting Christmas this year or Thanksgiving. It's going to suck because I was hoping that we could have had something more exciting. But, oh well. Even if you want to travel to the holidays, sure, people are still trying to get on planes to go see their relatives. We know the TSA has made very stringent requirements for airplane travel. But if you can't let us fly, we'll take the car. And if we can't take the car, we'll take the train. And if we can't take the train, we'll take the bus. If we can't do that, we'll take a horse. If we can't do that, we'll take our feet and walk to a relative's house. When I was a kid, all the Delaney's lived in the one part of East Heartland. We all walked to each other's house for Thanksgiving, which is kind of hilarious because we all live right around this quadrangle. So we all would walk to a relative's house. I don't listen to the government telling me what to do about Christmas or Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate much anyway, so I tend to be alone. Yeah, I prefer to be alone. I usually am too. I'm not normally into big parties either. I'm surprised my mother never got back to me and said to me, "Hey Michelle, how would you like to come home with me and celebrate Thanksgiving with you, me and your brother?" Good question, Mom. Why not? Sounds good to me. Come home for Thanksgiving. Spend Thanksgiving with my brother and my mother, and they're in the other side of town. Not that we've ever celebrated Thanksgiving together before. After I left home, and the most part, but we could. Makes sense, right? What's your excuse? Well, you live right up the street. Well, not quite that close, but close enough. I can walk up there and walk home again. All right, I'm going to be honest and say this. That's a hell of a walk. I mean, with my knee. That's a long distance. I haven't walked that far in a long, long time. But, oh well. Usually I stay alone anyway. And as far as the government goes, I don't really know, because the Democrats are trying to turn this COVID-19 into a prison statement or prison sentence, it seems like, to Americans. Republicans are saying is, we believe individuals should make their call of their own. I'm not a masker either. I don't really get into the mask thing. I mean, I'll throw a face covering on if I have to, but it's not like my first choice of a defense. I don't have evidence of a mask is necessarily going to help. I spent Thanksgiving eating out with strangers once, and it was nice, kind of the point, I think. Yeah, I usually would spend soup kitchens when I would do Thanksgiving with people, my loved ones, my friends. But the soup kitchen isn't going to be open until 2023. So if that's the case, that they're not going to be open for in-house dining until 2023, how are we going? That's going to be 3 years of suck. I'm hoping that the soup kitchen is going to be open before that. And that was just an unfounded rumor. But so far, I can't prove if it's true or not. If the soup kitchen is really going to be closed until 2023. I mean, if it's closed until 2023, there's going to be a lot of people, and there already are a lot of people looking for help from food banks and things like that, including people who never needed help before. And the food banks are actually being stripped bare. So that's just something that's so sad. It's like Democrats don't have a clue what they're doing. But let's give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, because I don't think too many people really know what they're doing anyway. Let me see if Rusty wants to come in. I know I would like to show you guys, what I'm doing. So let me just swivel the microphone into the kitchen so at least you can hear me as I go get the cat in anyway. Just, all right. The Breadlands news is bad. Well, the Dems lemon mansions. Yeah, but there's some of the Democrats that are actually a little more down to earth. The moderate Democrats, some of them are starting to rebel against the squad in the House, and they're don't like the way that the far left is trying to manipulate the system. So they're basically rebelling against the far left. And like I said earlier today, I'm asking the moderate Democrats to join us, moderate Republicans, to fight to keep this country from turning into a lawless land where there's no police, no prisons, no jails, and to make sure not to pass the Breathe Act. Well, we just had an election, which brings up another question. What if a lot of them still kept their job because of vote tampering? We're talking about President Trump, but what about the rest of them? I mean, geez, think about it. You can moderate. You can sway the election, steal the election for Trump or for Biden, was to say that honest Republicans, Senate and congressmen, weren't actually voted out of power. Personally, I don't care if you're red or blue. I really don't care if you're red or blue at all. What I'm concerned about is do you love the red, white, and blue? The American people. Are you in this because you truly love your country? Or are you in this because you simply just love basically pushing legislation and don't care how it affects the people's lives? I don't know anything about how some of these people feel, but I know that my case. I do believe there are some of them that really truly do love each other and love this country. And those are the ones that are going to come together and say, hey, we gotta keep this country safe. Many will go down to history as on. Yes, he will. Him and Ronald Reagan, and even Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, and Abraham Lincoln. These men, these women, and yeah, there will be a woman president soon, one day. Those that truly believe in the American system are going to be there, and their supporters will be there with them, protecting in your sovereignty, and that's what they'll do. But what is happening in the Democratic Party has totally corrupted the party. And I know that many Democrats are not going to tolerate the Squad and the Breathe Act and the Green New Deal. Some of them even agree it's a little bit extreme. I would rather see the Democrats themselves stand up for what they believe in against the tyrannical far left. Sidney Powell has the cutest voice I have ever heard. She sounds like a very warm person and a very nice person. Her voice kind of reminds me of warm hot cocoa. I don't know why she reminds me of warm hot cocoa. But she has this really nice husky voice. It's really cute. But I actually think it's going to be Ivanka Trump who's going to be going for the Senate in 2022. That would be interesting. Ivanka Trump. Trump, not Trump. And then maybe 2028, maybe she'll run for president. I'm not petting that cat's paws. Came inside. Come on, Mr. Kitty. You're hard to get a picture of. Yeah, that's Rusty. That's the big cat. Downpour all night in Massachusetts. Well, it's raining pretty good in Connecticut too, so. Where's Sidney Powell from anyway? Like I said, I'm a lesbian anyway, right? And there's certain women that just kind of get me all turned on with their voices, and like this one, she's attractive. She sounds nice, you know. I could see her the kind of person that would basically be a comforter and an emotional support person for some people. Yeah. Well, Sidney Powell is one of the legal people that's working on the Trump campaign. Although some say, according to Giuliani, she's rogue. I don't know. Let's see if I can find a. If I can pull up a video of what she sounds like here, since internet always takes so damn long to start. Okay, so her name is Sidney Powell. D-N-E-Y Powell. Okay, Trump. Let's pull the word Trump election just in case. All right, let me make sure I can get the right one. I'm sure there are more than one Sidney Powells in the world. So, come on. No, sweetheart. We don't need another tab. We already got one. All right, I'm just going to pull up a video. I talked about Sidney Powell. I'm going to play a little bit about this. See if I can find a video about with her talking. Because Rudy Giuliani basically, like, Trump campaign mocked for disowning Sidney Powell after President called her part of the team. Let's see if I can pull a soundbite of what she sounds like. I mean, I think she's. I mean, in her own way, I think she's gorgeous. She's got the same kind of color I got, and her hair's not that different than mine. So let's see if I can pull video. So let's see if I can find a video clip of her maybe talking about what's going on with the election. Maybe I could pull up a video clip of her talking about that. Okay, I'm going to play a short 1 minute 37 clip of her. Let me pull the video clip up on the screen. Oh boy, I didn't mess up the video this time. So let's see if I can pull this up here. So I'm going to hit edit this. I'm going to pull up. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to pull up the picture of her. So I said she's really, really nice person. Let me see if the video is the right one here. Yeah, okay. So let me go and pull up this one here. Just pulling this clip up here. This came out 10 hours ago, so it'll be kind of current. So let's take a listen to this. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, am I right? Look, I got the headphones on the wrong side. Oh. Now, I'm not sure. Just trying to pull a clip up here. Let's find a better clip. This one's going to be one of those long clips. And all right, here we go. I want to just give you a sound bite. I don't expect you to want to sit down and listen to the whole damn thing. But okay, right now I'll just try to say this much: is that Sidney Powell is an attorney that for some reason is considered to have gone rogue for the Trump administration. I don't understand that part at all. And, I don't know. just shit, just morning gaffes over and over again. She's really a cute person. I don't see anything wrong with her. I mean, what did she do to deserve the media is scared of Poe and it's lying. I don't dismiss that. I mean, I see her as a very nice person. I don't see her as a person that would try to be, wanting to see problem with the law, or, she truly dedicated what she believes in. I just can't believe how many ways that this system has gotten out its way that's totally, ugh, I don't know. Probably sound like sisters. Maybe in different areas of the country. I don't know if she sounds like since she's a southern person. I'm not. I'm from Connecticut. Maybe that's why I like her. But like I said, she seems like a really nice person. I mean, I don't know how old she is. So maybe she's a little older. Maybe she's a little younger than me. I don't know. I'm 52. Gonna be 53 in February. It's not too surprising. Right, exactly. Smart people see through the baloney. Yeah. And most Aquariuses are pretty good about seeing through the baloney. We don't really tolerate much of it. I also got a lot of Virgo in my chart. So I see through a lot more than just the average baloney. They say Virgos are good lie detectors. Aquariuses are too, because both sides know when you're lying to us. I'll give you an earful if we think you're lying to us. And if you really truly care about your Aquarius friends, don't tell them to get lost. They will literally drop you. Because we have better things to do in our lives than to sit there and go, no, you're stringing me along all this time for whatever reason. We're going to just distance ourselves from you. That's what we do. Virgos do the same thing. So when you got an Aquarius with a lot of Virgo in her chart, you damn well know you better watch your back, because you're going to get an earful. Especially if you basically think, well, I can't tell that you're stringing us along. I had a Virgo friend. She actually tried to manipulate this Aquarius. We're not friends anymore, unfortunately. I kind of miss her. I thought we had a chance to have a going far long-term relationship, but no, it wasn't going to happen because she was trying to manipulate me, and I couldn't work with that. I don't believe in that kind of baloney. I don't like that kind of backstabbing. It came out in 1969, Fifth Dimension. I have the album. In 1969, actually 1968. No, I was born on February 13th, 1968. So, yeah, well, you could say I could have been considered, I'm a Generation Xer, but I call myself the misplaced generation, because I don't think Generation X really got a lot of fair shake by the media. Everyone, right from the baby boomers right to the millennials, right? I mean, and maybe in Generation Y and Generation Z, but Generation X, they just kind of got ignored. We're the parents of the millennials. I don't think our generation meant to create a problem, but I think we unintentionally did. So, as far as, are we going to have another special election? My viewpoint is, if there is a special election, it's going to have to be without any kind of voting machines, because that's part of the problem. I already said that earlier in the show. I'm not going to rehash that, but just to say is that it'll have to be done without any kind of voting machines or any kind of automatic tallying. It's going to have to be done by hand. And it's going to have to be done with fully planned out policies and rules from the day one that has to be consistent across the states. Because, you can sit there, you can try to pick on the ballots, you can try to verify signatures, you can try to verify all this and that. But you know what the sad truth is? All it takes is a person with a lot of time to buy a lot of blank ballots and basically stuff the ballot box. That's pretty much what they did with Dominion and Sparkmatic. They're going to do it again. So even if you had a whole new election, all new materials, all new ballots, maybe all new rallies, you're basically going to have the same problem if you're using the same machinery. Jennifer Starr, hey Michelle, just stopping by, say hello, and hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Well, there should have been more oversight anyway. You depend too much on these computer things. I mean, they can keep the bubbles. That's fine. It's just that at least we know that you can fill in a circle and a person can still read the circle with their eyes, and then they can still check off the numbers of people voting for one versus the other. It's not the paper part of the systems where the problem is. It was the mail-in ballots. Too many of them came in too late. The most screwy thing is when the city of Pennsylvania Attorney General told the people of Pennsylvania to stop counting the ballots on election night. Why? Why would you tell them to stop counting the ballots? Were you waiting for the special truck of fake ones to come in? Seems screwy to me. I heard that on election night. So what the hell's going on here? It doesn't make a damn bit of sense. And all of a sudden, they went from Trump to Biden. Like I said, it's like they got a whole truck full of fake ballots that just came in, and they just haven't had a chance to load them into the voting machines yet. This is so dumb, it's not even funny. And people... I'm not interested in texting Joe at all. Saw a video about if you add the alphabetical numbers of each letter. I don't know. Democrats have hated Donald Trump so bad that they want to screw us up. How many potentially good Republican senators and House members didn't get voted in because of the same policy? I mean, would doctoring the election. How many? Why does Connecticut always vote blue? And why is it that we can't seem to get a good Republican candidate in the U.S. Senate or the House of Representatives. Connecticut has been red or has been blue for years. And the question is still, why can't we go red, at least partially? Every year, the blue senators and all the blue House members constantly push the leftist or near leftist agenda. And it's like, well, they're doing that in America, and Connecticut is losing jobs, and Connecticut is losing residents left and right because people can't afford to stay here anymore. Right, exactly. It's like the East Coast and the West Coast are no better than each other. As I said, I'm a moderate Republican. I can work with the moderate Democrats. I don't have a problem working with the moderate Democrats because we're not that different. Sure, they support the red team, they support the blue team, I support the red team. But if you look at it, they're not that different because we're so much in the middle that when you get close to the middle, we support the purple team because they're a combination of red and blue. They're so close to be. I mean, how do I describe it? I mean, like when you get so close to moderates, the closer to moderate Republican and moderate Democrats get, you get into purple territory. They're not different enough that they need to have a special color. They just basically understand that they're both fighting for the same thing and that they both want to have this country be a safe place, where law and order exist and that the economy can recover. And many moderate Democrats, many do support Trump. Many did and still do. Many Republicans, moderate Republicans, of course, do believe in a moderate Democratic candidate for president, but there isn't any. Biden's not the guy. Biden is not the guy at all because of a lot of reasons. Number one, he's being manipulated by the far left in a very bad way, and people know that. He's 80 years old. He acts crotchety. He acts old. He acts like he is out of touch. And this is the kind of thing where the far left, is going to take advantage of that. And they're going to pass legislation under his nostrils, and he's just going to wildly, without even reading the bill, because maybe his eyes get tired and say, oh, fuck it, I'll just sign it. And he signs it, doesn't realize that he basically is just destroying the entire Constitution, all because he was physically tired that day and didn't really read through the legislation. And the Breathe Act that the far left are going to push is a perfect example of something that's going to be a Trojan horse. The Breathe Act abolishes prisons, and abolishes incarceration, abolishes people being held in prison for past prior nonviolent drug offenses, actually has in it to abolish prisons outright. Then, of course, combine that with the defund the police, and then you're going to get the situation where, oh yeah, did I mention and forget that they also want to destroy your Second Amendment right and your First Amendment? Yep, you got it. So not only will you not be allowed to speak up on an issue, but you won't be allowed to even have an arm to protect yourself. Be it knife, gun, sword, mace, whatever. They'll take away your rights to bear arms of any kind. Well, what the rest of the country being run amok by criminals, basically still running the streets, doing sexual crimes, sexual predator behavior, robbing, looting, stealing, raping, pillaging, is exactly what they'll be doing. And this country doesn't need that. This country doesn't need that. Yeah. I mean, right now, this whole situation with coronavirus is tiring. Also, the constant pushing about the mask mandates. You do understand that there's no confirmed evidence that the masks are going to work. If you think about it, people who do wear masks during flu season, some of them still get the flu. I mean, if you see someone hurricane, coughing, sneezing, without getting a good rest, medicine is needed, like NyQuil. But honestly, seriously, do masks work? It's inconclusive. Should someone be telling you put a mask on or else, or should it be a choice? I think it should be up to you to decide. Like if I want to wear my elf ears in public, for example, which I'm waiting for new ones to come, because I ordered the real big ones. They should be here sometime in December because they're coming from Ukraine. But the thing is that having someone else telling you what you would do or else, to me, goes against everything the constitutional forefathers thought about. I believe in the Constitution as originally was written, the freedom for the people, for the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If for you, walking around, taking the risks involved, walking around without a mask, basically makes you happy, then you shall not be infringed upon. I mean, if somebody wants to wear a mask, that's fine. That's their choice. But trying to force me to tell me that I have to wear a mask or I got to pay money in the form of a fine or damages? No. So, sad truth is, all right, so tomorrow is Tuesday. On Tuesday, we will be live again at around 10 in the morning. So I hope to see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Maybe some of you guys didn't get the notifications, or maybe you're busy and you're watching reruns. But we'll be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Also, we have a 7 p.m. tonight as well. All times are Eastern United States time. So if you are from another country, please check your time and local listings to determine when 10 a.m. Eastern time is in your country. Okay? We'd love to have you here in the morning shows. I really want to make sure you understand that. You are on the side of good. You are a good person. Thank you. I do try to do the best I can, which is kind of ironic that I play a Shadow Priest in the World of Warcraft. Considering the Shadow Priest is sometimes on the side of bad. But myself, even though that's a game, watch the game when I play it. You'll see where my personality really stands out. And you can learn a lot about me from the way I play a game. Nice to talk to you again. Been too long. Yeah, please do come back to the show tonight. If you don't like the tomfoolery, if you don't like the pomp and circumstances and the strangeness of the night show, maybe you might want to just stick with the morning shows. The morning shows are Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern to around 12 Eastern. Okay, so this is when it's more quiet. There's no phone calls on a normal basis. There's no pomp and circumstance. There's no phony baloney, whatever. As far as Sidney Powell goes, I think she's a very nice person. I'm really sorry that, this lady is being treated badly. I think I need to look up her biography. She seems like she's a really nice, warm person to talk to, and I really would like to have actually sat down and talked with her. I wish I had the resources to go out there and get press credentials so I could actually done press, interviews with these people, because that would have been nice to talk to her. Well, why don't you get back into World of Warcraft if you have the money and the time? It's still being played. It's now they came out with Shadowlands. I still play WoW. Not every day. We'll be probably playing this after maybe tonight, but I do play World of Warcraft. I did play last night, but I didn't broadcast it. I just basically played it to get caught up on a few missions from the garrison because I have a garrison now. So, and my new elf ears are coming in a couple days. I do have elf ears, by the way. I did buy some in the past. The ears I've been wearing most of the time. Obviously, the ears I originally bought. These are the ears I bought from the original World of Warcraft branded elf ears. Or the blood elf ears, but the problem with this is the cord in the center is kind of stupid. It's more like for Halloween costumes, so it wouldn't really come a big deal. Then we have these other elf ears. I dropped one. Look at this. Which are a lot smaller. It's not really elf ears for blood elves, but then they just go on like this. They just one here. I'll just show it with this one ear on the side. I already got natural points in my ears. I already got mini elf ears. So I just go on. You put glue on them, you can. There you go. So I didn't put any glue on it. Okay, so that's what they look like on my head when I wear my ears. I do wear them sometimes on the show, so you can sometimes see them in the morning. So, and I got the special glue to hold them in place. I just didn't. Rachel says, well, look who, it's MicheleMarieDalene. Yeah, how you doing? They look like baby slippers. Well, I don't know. They're cute ears, though. They're just, like I said, came a little late this morning. I was about ready to end for the day. Or probably as beautiful in the game as in real life. You want to see what my characters look like in the game? I can pull one of my character pictures up. Yeah, let me show you my characters real quick. Let me pull up the screen here. I play both retail and I play in classic. I play both. I'll show you the retail characters first because I play blood elves. I play a lot of blood elves. So I was just loading up the World of Warcraft page. I didn't even check to see if there's any updates yet for the Blizzard updates. I ran the Blizzard updates yesterday. So let's see if I pull up the screen here, show you what it looks like. And it's taking its time to load it off the internet. Okay, let me get in here first. Oh, I hate when you do that. Oh, that's why I guess Capsule was on. Oh, I hate when you hit. Okay, I typed my password on. I gotta get it right. First of all, the caps lock was on, which kind of sucks. And okay, so let's see if I can get into this. Show you my character screen here. All right, so this first character, I'm gonna show you. There's Michaela. I know. She's got her transmog on top of everything else. It looks kind of stupid. And then we have Bashara. She's my human priestess. Baradin is my human warrior in retail. And then we have, I tried one orc, which is also a Wikiko, and she's also a mage. And we also have Leshta, That's also a mage. On this server. And when we have, if I go to my other realm, I have characters. Let's go be Ark and Dawn. I have one character in Ark and Dawn, which is a role-playing server. We have Volania. She's my frost mage. I guess you'd say she's the closest thing to a Snow Queen. She's got the same headdress that Michele has, but whereas Michele's is covered with another headdress on top of it, I'm going to go to a track magnifier and change and make it invisible because I really don't want to have. I like the headband. I don't like to have my headband screwed up. And then, in honor of my blonde hair days, we have one more mage on the role playing server, which is here. And this is Briarlyn. Briarlyn is my also is a mage as well. She's a blonde mage, blood elf. So that's the story with that. Let's get out of the game here. So yeah. So switch camera back over here. Okay. So that's my characters in the game. Call me when you're done. Don't forget this time. I will try. Originally, you said to call you between 11 and 12, and then you said to call me after 3. I tried to call you after 3, and you didn't answer. I think you said your phone had the ringer was off or something, so I'll try to call you back. Yes, it is 15 hours in the United States a month. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where are you from? He's from Massachusetts, or she's from Massachusetts. I would prefer the snow, but with this lockdown, oh crap! I just heard big thunder. Well, probably get some here too. It's because you guys are right on. You're on the periphery of a warm cold front clash. That's why. I'm the North American Snow Queen. This year will be the first year for my convocation that you'll be seeing a brown hair Snow Queen, maybe with elf ears. But my ears come in time. We'll do the convocation. I also called your phone once too, and you didn't answer there either because you said you forgot to have the ring and you forgot to have the ringer on because your phone was set to buzz. Yeah, I got a lot of characters on Alliance and Horde, so there's a classic and retail, and the PTR. Yes, I still have the PTR as well. So, I play usually for classic. I play in Westfall. I play Night Elf. I play Human. I don't play any Horde on Westfall. In Classic. So, like I said, I play the Night Elves in the Classic. And in retail, I play both on Thunderlord. That's a good question, Rachella. Can you send me your phone number to me by email? Just to make sure I got your number right. Because I have a number, but it doesn't have your voice on it. It's a standard computer recording, but it's announcing the digits. So if you could call me or email me, because I did try to call you. I tried to call you on Friday, and I left a message in your voicemail that was still existed. And you never got back to me. I'll contact you. Oh yeah, you want to contact me on BattleNet? It's this. My BattleNet address is NA Snow Queen. You need the hash. Do I need the hash? Yeah. I don't know if I need the hash. It's NA Snow Queen hash 1929. So NA Snow Queen 1929. So you can contact me through that on the BattleNet app. So you can reach me through that way. Okay, please do. What time would be the best time to call you on the phone? What would be the best time to call you on the phone? Because of the reasons that we both know about the lockdowns and the tele-education courses and all this. What's the best time? My phone number hasn't changed. It's the same number. Okay. All right, guys. So I'll see you tonight at 7:00. If you want to be part of the more wild and zany and nutty night show, and we do take phone calls at that time. So, but for the time being, please be safe. Rachel, as soon as I get a message from you, I'll confirm if it's the same number. I don't have any phone numbers on the block list from your area code, so hopefully, I'll get your message. Or if you go with Mike, always leave a voicemail too. All right. Okay, guys. See you later. Stay safe. Okay. Bye-bye.